everybody? AJay, the CEO here. Hope y'all are doing well. And I'm hearing that noise again. Anyway, hey folks, I hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing something a little bit different. This is the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. I got a new lens, so I think we're going to use this more often now. Thank y'all so much for joining me. We try to do this every Friday where we answer some questions here, and I let y'all pick my brain, and I try and help you as much as I can. I do not hide the fact that I do not know everything, but I try to help as much as I can to make your journey a little bit easier. And I didn't verify my sound. I think I sound fine. I let y'all pick. Yep, so we're fine here. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Surprise, surprise, about 5 minutes ago, we crossed the threshold, folks. We are at 43,000 subscribers. Yay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let me give a shout out to everybody who is joining me today. Let's see. Shane and Hannah, hello. Video Streams, hello. Josh, hello. Diana, hello. Who else? Mike, hello. Rupert, hello. Funweo, hello. Lamorris, hello. Roland, hello. From the Netherlands, hey, well, thank you so much. Started a little bit early for y'all. I originally do this around like 10:45, but I was taking delivery of something, and I thought it was going to take longer than I thought, but we are good to go. And, of course, Comcast is acting up on me, and it's saying that my bit rate is too low. I am streaming through the web presenter at 4K, and I'm going to push it back up to medium and see if that is fine. Let me go back to here. Aaron, hello. Thanks for joining. Lester, hello. Jason 3FC, hello. Rob, hello. Thank y'all so much. Again, if you didn't know, if AJay the CEO, obviously, thank you so much. Again, if I do not get to your question, folks, I'm so used to looking at this camera. I need to take this one down so that way I don't keep looking at that way. If I don't get to your question, folks, know that you can hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com at any point in time. Give me 48 to 72 hours to circle back with you and get an answer to you. Charlene's Outreach Ministries, hello. Thanks for joining me. If you could do me a big favor, if y'all would, go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. It helps the YouTube algorithm push this video out to everybody, and it really does. So I really appreciate if y'all would do that for me. What else? I did fix this. If y'all need some more help other than what I can do on here, you can always set up a consultation with me. Go to ajhomes.com/consultations. If you are a YouTube member or a Patreon supporter, you actually, a Patreon supporter at the highest tier, the e-missionary tier, you get a free consultation every single month. So you can always do that. But if you're any supporter at all, Patreon or YouTube, I send out a discount code that y'all can use on any form of consultation, knock 25% off. I think it is 25, 15, I can't remember, something like that. But yeah, Kellen, hello, and Mr. Clarence, hello. So I guess I'll delay my nap for a little bit. And Steven, hello. So, folks, let me just jump to it. Josh, if you sent me any memes, sorry, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to put them on board. Like I said, I was just rushing to get all this other stuff done, so my apologies. Josh does have a meme challenge that's going on, showdown, going on next week. Yeah, and if you're not a part of it, now I forgot, make sure you join the Facebook group here. It's just like this Q&A, but it's every single day with ministries all over the world. I think we're almost at 2,600 ministries all over the world. So we got a bunch of people on here right now we got the Netherlands. I think we had somebody from Germany here. So thank y'all so much. I really, really, really appreciate it more than you have any idea. So let me get here to see what we can do to help y'all out. We do got a ton of videos that I need to finish editing. So if I turn this to the side here, that right there is a BZB Gear PTZ that I've had to record about 4 times because I've had some issues. Let me get my vacuum out of the shot. So that is coming soon. I just have to edit that. I've already recorded it and all this other fun stuff. Monty, what is going on? Thank you for joining me. Let's get to the first question here. And I already answered this, but let's bring it up anyway. Diana was saying that they're looking at a PTZ auto tracking camera installed in the back about 90 feet from the pulpit and around 10 feet high. Any recommendations besides the one in the video? Now, the one in the video that I did was a 20X. If y'all check out the video that I did at Epworth, their length and depth of the sanctuary is around like 90 to around that same distance. That's a bit much for a 20X. I would think I installed a 30X at Epworth. I would initially say try 30 if you could. And then now I really don't like giving recommendations for stuff I have not used, but I would give them the benefit of the doubt. If you have any issue with that, I would check out the PTZ Optics one, the AI tracking, and see how that would work for you. Let's see what else we got here. Lamora says, shout out to the CSAA ministry. No. I'm actually going to be going. I just got off the phone with Sunbelt. They are a rental company here where I had to get a 40-foot platform lift. And we're going to be pulling cables in our ceiling, new Ethernet cables based off of what I showed in the Ori HD-based T video. We're going to be pulling those in the ceiling, but hopefully I can just pop a towel and just toss it over. And kind of do this as a one-man show if need be. That's going to be the last week of this month as well. Let's see what else we got here. That is page number 2. We're already on. Let's go to page number 1. Let's see. Rupert was saying, I have a GPU overload issue on vMix. I use the same computer for a presentation and to stream. My GPU is 4 gigabytes. Can you help? Honestly, what presentation software are you using? Most of those are not strenuous for the GPU. And then also, what type of GPU? Are you using an NVIDIA, AMD? Which one? Give me some more details on that, please, and we'll see what we can do. Shane and Hannah. I'm sorry, I don't mean to yawn on here. My apologies. Are you you're using vMix? The recording seems to be better quality than the live streaming. Why do you think that might be? Honestly, I would think it's all in your settings. Like right now, I am using, I'm not using vMix for this, and I don't have vMix, that system plugged in, so you can see it on here. Oh yeah, I have it on this computer. So let's dabble with that. Streets of Destiny, hello. Okay, it doesn't like that. I have to activate the key on here again. And give me 1 second to go into vMix, and let me see if I can get my key here so that I can let you see what this is looking like. I should be able to open this. No, I can't do that. Oh, okay. I need to disable this key so that I can add. For whatever reason, vMix was treating my computer like it was two computers. All right, so there we go. Let me get this out of the way. I need to do an update, so please ignore this. But let's get over here. What's that? Number 4. All right, so let's check this out. So the settings was, there's a lot of stuff you can do in here. So let's go to our recording settings. So, you can play around with this to set your bit rate here. Mine is at 8 megabits per second, and I definitely wouldn't want to do this, 1080p. So you have your settings here. Now you got to think. So that's 8,000 kilobits per second. Now, if you go to your stream, you're looking at your settings down here. So like, when I live stream with vMix, I normally don't go over 4.5. So you're already at half. If you were just going, just the default settings that I had in here right now, that's what it's set. That's the first thing I would check, because most likely your recording is going to be higher. That's why your recording looks better. If your internet can support it, you can try and bump it up so that the kilobits for your recording and the stream are exactly the same. That's the only thing I can think off the top of my head there, Shane and Hannah. Kellen, please, I appreciate. You can always watch the replay. I do not want you to skip class, but I appreciate it. Aaron, how is everything? It's interesting. I have learned to focus on what everything is good, what everything is right, what everything is holy. Think on these things. If you can read between the lines, that's what I'm doing right now. A lot of stuff. Let's see. Mr. Clarence says his AVCAM's 30X came in. Desire to ceiling mount. Any tips? Get a platform lift. How high up are you doing it? Also, I've been playing around with going back to just using RS-232. There's a couple of things I've actually used that make it kind of cheap, but easy to do. So let me show you real quick. So I have been dabbling with these adapters because the Marshall CV620s that I normally use have been back ordered. So I dabbled with these. These are the adapters that I was talking about at Greater Faith that I need to replace. And these are nothing but a different set of RS-232 to Ethernet adapters. Now, what this will allow you to do is just plug this into your joystick, run an Ethernet cable, and then the regular cable that comes with the PTZ or the joystick, because you get two of them, I would just plug this in, and then this would allow you just to make that distance. So for you, and the same thing I'm going to do at Greater Faith, is I have the regular RS-232 in the ceiling. I'm going to connect it to this end, and then that extra Ethernet cable, if y'all watch that I pulled, that's what's going to connect to this. And then on the floor, this is just going to connect directly to the joystick. Now, the RS-232s through Marshall that I normally do, they're $25 each. So it's $25 for each one of these, the Marshall ones. These were $12 for both of these. So you would obviously have to pay double if you wanted to go. This is a one-way. There's not two connections that would go. But, I mean, this was a very cheap alternative option that I've tested at about like 4 churches already. So that is my go-to. That's the only tip I would say. And if you have to do it in the ceiling, I don't know how high your ceiling is, run more cables than you have to while you're there. Lester wants to know, if I go to restream, will it stop our live stream from getting kicked off Facebook? No. If it's getting kicked off of Facebook, most likely that might be because of some of the content that's being played. Most of the time, it's music. Their system is not perfect. If something sounds like, again, I'm not the greatest musician in the world, but a lot of times when we play stuff, it sounds kind of similar to the original, and we've gotten kicked off before because they thought it was, oh, the algorithm is just looking for a wave pattern of the music, and it said, oh, this is this original. No, it's not. It was played live. So that's what I think would kick it off. But I mean, Restream isn't going to change that. If you're still sending something that triggers Facebook stuff, your stuff is still going to get hit. Back to Rippard was saying he is using Easy Worship and the NVIDIA GeForce 1050 Ti. I use the same thing for our well, we used to use the 1050. I took that off. We're using mainly just using the CPU now, but honestly, that shouldn't, Easy Worship should not be hitting that hard. What are your settings in your stream to where it's actually utilizing, I was trying to say utilizing and using at the same time, utilizing the memory in that? It should not be eating up all that. I mean, because that was good enough for games. I mean, so it's not like it should be hitting it that hard. I think that needs to be tweaked in the configuration. That's what I would think if you're getting that. Or Windows also gives you the ability with the NVIDIA to how to hand off what work is going to your GPU. There was an update that they flubbed and messed up a bunch of people that way. That was like the great GPU catastrophe that happened with a bunch of churches because they did an update and they broke the graphics card and it messed up a lot of things with OBS and some streaming. So maybe make sure you have all your drivers and everything updated as well too. But I need to know what the configurations that you have for your streaming system for that. Ray L, thank you for joining me, and I do what I can. John Cook, first time able to watch in a long time. God bless you, and thank you for all you do to further. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Josh, you're not gonna like my answer. Thoughts on the iPhone 13, Apple Watch 7, and new iPads? Trash. They're straight trash. I mean, supposedly I was, MKHD was doing a review on it, and he was talking about that the, probably the best camera on a phone. I don't know. The new iPads, the fact that they're finally going to USB-C, hey, I like that. I really just have no desire for any of that as of right now. But if anybody was using that stuff for like a Behringer to control or something like that, and you were just in need of one, I mean, I don't see any harm with it. Am I going to go out of my way? No. That's just me. Back to Mr. Clarence. And I'm a little bit parched. AVCAN's 30X will be up to 15 to 20 feet upside down. By the way, after 2 days of searching for docks, discovered only need to plug in the Ethernet. Yeah, so it's power PoE. But yeah, if you don't need a joystick like that, yeah, you can control that over an IP controller, and then yes, if you're using the NDI, you only need that one cable, and you're good to go, and you can control all of that. So that's really easy to do. Especially if you're not using like a Blackmagic switcher and you're using the software one, then yeah, you're good. Back to Lamoris. I've been having a 2-second lag between the ATEM Mini Pro and OBS. I'm using a 2016 MacBook Pro and lowered all resolutions to 720p. It only lags when I start streaming to Facebook. I don't know. I had somebody else ask me about the performance of the M1 with streaming, which I haven't done. I need to sit down and do it. I got about like 25 videos I need to do, and that's going to be one to try and, put it through its paces to see. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to be an Apple hater at all. I'm really not. I mean, because I just said I bought a Mac Mini so that I can do more tutorials for y'all. I'm just not a fan of using Mac products for live streaming. I'm just not. Just because you can get so much horsepower for the same price off of a PC. And you don't have to run Windows. We've done it before, and maybe I need to do an updated version of it to where we can get all the same parts and put Linux on it, and it'll still work perfectly fine. Maybe I need to do that again and see. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. What GPU do you have in your MacBook Pro? Is it a AMD one, or is it Apple's own thing? Let me know. Aaron, and I didn't have any breakfast. Maybe that's what it is. I took my medicine and then that drains me. AJ, I'm sending out 8,000 kilobits for live stream, but people connection could not handle it, so I stream at 6,000 1080p 2997 to Boxcast, which sends to Facebook and YouTube. I don't understand when they said people connection could not handle it. I mean, that should be something on their side. That really shouldn't be you. Like right now, I'm sending 4K at 29 megabits per second. That's what I'm sending up right now. And if you're not watching in 4K, the responsibility of lowering that is on y'all's side. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not understanding that. But are you still having an issue with why you're doing that? Let me know. Charlene wants to know, how do I add the New King James Version of the Bible to Worship Extreme? Well, let's see. Now, I already have this on mine. Maybe I should have gone to a different account. Give me 1 second so I can change out my account that I have. And I didn't mean to log out like that. Ugh. All right, so I'm going to use Mount Pleasant as one of my clients here. Let's come over here. And if you didn't know, now you know. It's gonna be all right. That's Norman Hutchins' song. If you didn't know, now you know. It's gonna be all right. On my website, or you can just search it. I have resources and Worship Extreme, and I need to probably change it to Presenter since they did the name. They allow you to import XML Bibles for free. Now, you could buy them, but I have a bunch of them on my website, and I don't know why the images is showing up like that. But you should be able to download these for free. You'll put some info in here, and let me cheat a little bit, and let me go directly here so I don't have to register myself to get these files here, and I will walk you through exactly how to do that. So we got this one. Let's download that. All right, so I just downloaded that. Let's go back here. And we're going to come over here to settings and Bibles. And then we're going to do import an XML Bible to use with Presenter. So we're going to import. I'm going to select the file here that I just downloaded. And boom, there it is. That is the one that I imported right there at the top. I think it's either that one or this one. It was New King James that I had. I think it's that one. Let me see again. I can't remember that fast what I just imported. All right, so it was this one. So let's look and see so we can verify where the name is coming from. Okay, yeah, the name was English New King James. So that is the one that was imported right there. So now, if we come over here, let's do a new queue list, add a new queue, and I'm just speeding through this for right now. I don't know. Let's do the sunburst. We do scripture, and now there's our version of the Bible that we just imported. So again, like I said, if you go to my website, ajayhomes.com, you can go to the top. It says resources, and then go to Worship Extreme, which I'm going to update to presenter. And then I have a couple of them on there. And if you're a part of the Facebook group too, I've put them in the download section of the page as well. So you can get them from there too if you'd like. So if we go over to there so y'all can see where that is, get rid of that graphic, go to Facebook. Let's go over to the media ministry page here. So we are here. My water bottle's in the way. We come over here to, where's it at? Oh, yeah, more and files. And there they are. It's right there. And we have Amplified, American Standard Version, The Message, New Living Translation, New King James Version. They're all there, which is the exact same ones that are on my website. They're free. I mean, they're not mine. I'm not going to charge for the Bible. So you can always get them there if you like. So hopefully that helps you. Let's see. Mousy, good morning. How is that camera treating you, the Macos? And again, that's the one we also installed at Epworth. So we had to dial it in and set it to manual because all the color in that sanctuary was just throwing off that. So we had to set it. Let's go to John Cook. Do you have any inside information whether Worship Extreme is going to come out with NDI outputs anytime soon? Honestly, I have not spoken with them in a minute. I might want to ask and see. Because, I mean, even though they don't have it natively, you can just download NDI 5, and they've renamed it from Scan Converter to Screen Capture. It will make it work that way. But if you're talking about NDI to where it can send its own interface without needing a screen and all that, I'm not sure about that. I would hope they would. Let's see. Do they have anything on their product map? And why did all my stuff shrink? Hold on. That, for whatever reason, everything on my screen just minimized. So we're going to go to Worship Extreme. And let's see, do they have a product roadmap or anything like that? We're also going to be doing a video on their planner and their other apps as well too, planning and music stand. But let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have like a blog or anything like that. I'll email and see if my contact is still there and just ask to see if they have any plans on doing something like that, because that really would help. Only thing I'm thinking is because to have the NDI, that is a license that they would have to pay for. If they did add it, it might be behind the monthly. That's what I'm assuming. Steven, how can you change a YouTube channel from for kids to not for kids? We cannot turn on the notification option. Sure. Let me go to my church's one so that way I can show you without me touching mine. Let's come over here. And we're going to go over to, hopefully I don't show something I don't need to. We're going to go to settings. And advanced? No, that ain't it. go to the studio here. And we're going to go down to settings here. Where's it at? There it goes. Sorry. You go to channel, then advanced settings, and then there it is. No, set this channel. It's not made for kids. And that's where you would go. Sorry it took me so long. They moved it a bunch of places. So hopefully that helps. So you go into YouTube Studio, go to settings, go to channel, and then advanced settings, and it's right there. Awesome. Man, I'm sorry for yawning. I don't mean to do that. Back to Kellen. I have a church who likes PTZ cameras but wants different operators for each PTZ. Which PTZs can have multiple controllers? If not too familiar with, I'm not too familiar. Honestly, there's a couple of ways you can do that. I mean, the main question is, at any point in time, would one controller need to be able to control all of them? Because originally, like in my church, before we went to PTZs, we had the DIY ones where there was a remote for each individual camera. You can still do that. It's going to be costly, but what you could do, say you have the IP controllers like I did in review, and the cameras, the PTZs can be controlled. All you would do is just link one controller to one camera, and that's it. But since they're all IP based, at any point in time, you could add all of them. I think that's the easier thing. Or, like I said, you just take the cameras and just have one. Don't daisy chain them together. Just have one directly connected to each one, and that could work as well too. What's that wire behind that wire doing behind you? The wire behind me, and hold on, my stand is locked. That wire behind me is going to the mount for my Dyson that hangs right there that I was just using to clean out my car. I hope that's the wire that you were talking about, because any other wire, the only other wire you see is here, and I got a bunch of Ethernet cables that are just hanging right there for when I have computers here, and you see that PS5 right there. That's about it. Sheila, man, why am I yawning so much? I don't know. Our church has problems live streaming with Zoom. Most of the time they can see what's going on, but they cannot hear any sound. What should I try? Well, I need a little bit more detail. What is the source of your audio? Help me with that. And what I'll do, let me know that, and then I'll remote in and show what my computer church is doing, even though we don't use Zoom, but it'll still work. Victor, thanks for joining me. This is the first time I've noticed you on here. Really enjoy your input. I am using the Panasonic HPX 250 P2 camcorder to live stream on Facebook via OBS. The video looks okay, but due to the lengthy distance from the camera to the stage, okay, jump to the next comment here. I have to zoom in quite a bit with the P2 camera, and it seems video doesn't look sharp. Could zoom distance be an issue? I mean, what's the zoom on that camera that you got? And it all depends as well. Because again, I haven't personally used that one, but you know, are you using the optical zoom or are you using the digital zoom? That will be the other thing, because when you're doing a digital zoom, that's interpolating what the pixels would be. In other words, the computer is guessing what that image would be. An optical zoom will always be better. Matt, thank you so much. Yeah, that is all the web presenter. I really need to give y'all a tour so y'all can see my the other stuff. Maybe can I disconnect this other camera so y'all can see it? Let me I need to do a tour of that. That's one of the planned videos to do. let me see if this camera, it's not connected because this is the Sony that I normally would use that y'all would see that was in front of me before I went back to the Pocket Cinema camera. Hold on one second. All right, so I have a cable, but I'm gonna have to stay right here so y'all can, so I can be on the mic. All right, there we go. All right, so this is my setup. I ended up getting a 1U rack and mounting the Terranex 1U shelf with the web presenter right up under my desk. That is my streaming PC that I have running into that. That is the Intensity Pro that is outputting from vMix. So vMix is not streaming at all. It's just running as software, and you see that red, that is saying that it's running an external output, which is going to the web presenter. That's what's handling that right now. And then, you know, there's the Rodecaster that y'all see. That was the camcorder that I just unplugged. That's what I'm seeing on that screen. You know, my bottle of water, the A10 Mini Extreme. That is the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K with the Sigma lens that I just got. That's what I'm looking at when I'm responding to y'all's comments. And then that is the NDI screen here so that I can see what's going on without looking over to the left. YouTube chat, my beautiful little girl, my other screen, and then my other main video editing system here, and then my pod mic. And then up under here, you see my horrible cable management, but that is the IKEA rack that I have that I filled up so quick that I need to clean up. That is one TP-Link surge protector. That's a plastic box that you can actually hide cables. Was playing around with that. Shop surge protector right there. Another one right there. Another TP-Link smart plug right there. And another one right there. And then there's the M1 right there, chilling, not doing nothing at all. So hopefully that I'm going to do something more in detail for that. But I hope y'all like that little tour. Let me put this back up. And I have been playing around with it. All the videos that you've been seeing recently have been with the new Sony. What is this? I don't know the name of it. What's the follow-up to the other one? The one I just had. So this is the EZV whatever, and then this is the original. So, yay. Maybe I can take that mount off there. I don't know. They fixed a lot of stuff on here. This is what I've been using for all my recent videos. This is the one I was using as my top down, but I was able to get my other Blackmagic one working with a Lank controller. So all of my stuff here that I use when I'm here in my quote-unquote studio is all Blackmagic stuff. These are my portable ones. And I am looking, somebody sent me a comment this morning, I am looking at getting another GoPro so that I don't have to use my camera or take this one with me because I don't want to drop this. This is going to be my go-to camera when we go to NAB next month because I don't want to carry all this other stuff with me. So that's what we're working on. So I have to just thank God. So, hey, Otis, to your question, that's my APC right there. I knew it was something I probably forgot. So we are protected. When the power shut down, that thing will last for 10 hours if need be. The only thing that's plugged into it are my that's my rack mount back there, 2 Synologies, all my networking gear, and everything like that that's super, super important is on that. So, yay. And that was enough of me blabbing. Where are we at? Where do we leave off? Rowan, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I had the same issue this week. Streamed at 6,000 kilobits, and those with poor internet connection had buffering issues. My upload was quicker than what they could download. It is on their side, but I can lower the bitrate. Yeah, but that's strange though. I mean, y'all, it's never going to be that much in sync. It is going to be a little bit of buffering. They're going to be like around like 10 to 12 seconds behind you anyway. So they're never going to be right in time with what you're doing. But yeah, understand that. Let me see where I left off because I'm seeing your question. Let me go back to Sheila again because I see your next comment. Our church has problem with live streaming with Zoom. Most of the time they can see what's going on, but they cannot hear any sound. What should I try? And then the next comment was, the sound comes through the television screens, which disrupts service. Honestly, what I normally do with my TVs, I turn all the volume off anyway, so nothing is coming out there anyway. Because, I mean, I'm assuming that you're using a sound system there to do your speakers or whatever in your main sanctuary. Charlene, yeah, I have the New King James Version. That's what I just installed. And that's on the Facebook group or the link. I mean, if you email me at questions@ajayhomes.com, I'll just email the same one I just did, if that's the translation that you were looking at using. Steven, I don't believe it will work that way. I really haven't tried, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll work. Because I think how Presenter is working, it's able to parse that XML and find out based off of how it's going to go, where, and things like that. Because, I mean, if we cut over here and we look at this from a code, I mean, somewhat of a coding standpoint, for any of the people who did coding in any way, shape, or form, and I got to be careful of my water. Let's just put the top on that so we don't spill it. So if we come over here, most likely an engine has been written to parse this through looking for the B name for, I'm assuming that's book name, and then it actually are going to, yeah, you can go to C number, chapter number, verse number, and it's going to parse through that and search to get what you need to do. Now, if you wrote something that can do that, I mean, that's relatively easy to write. I haven't coded in a while, but I mean, off the top of my head, I got a good idea of where to go with that, whether that's Visual Basic, C++, or doing it straight from SQL, or doing it through, yeah, I mean, it could be doable. I don't know how that would work natively in vMix because I have not played around to that level. The only thing I've played around with vMix with XML is to show the name of the song that's being played that I just recently had up at the beginning. Hello, AJ sir. This is me from Jamie's account. Hello. Let's see. Yeah, also my phone is going off. What page are we on? That was page 2. All right, page 1 here. Mouse is saying hasn't had a chance to try out the camera. No problem. And see, and now Comcast is saying that I'm not receiving enough data because Comcast is acting up. So let me go back and scale it down to low. Man, I am so looking forward. Like, one of my goals is once Starlink is available in my area, I'm probably going to get it just to say I have it, and I'm going to test it at my mom's house and then my uncle's house because he's like in Gladys and they have absolutely no internet. I might just even gift it to him, or I just want to try it out as a church who's normally using hotspots in their cell phone just to show them from a real world perspective. I mean, there's tons of videos you can see on Starlink for internet with people, but I have not seen one who uses it for it from a church, a ministry standpoint. So we're going to be checking that out. I don't know. I said that because of these issues I'm having with Comcast. Let's see. Where do we leave off at? Back to Victor. I have to zoom in quite a bit. Oh, no. I actually answered that one. I'm sorry. Otis was saying, howdy from Texas. Watching the Ori video right now. I'm going to be hollering at Otis because he's going to be at NAB. If anybody else is going to be at NAB, let me know. I'd love to hang out. Maybe we can get a bottle of water or something like that from a distance from each other. Eyeball distance. You know who I am. Pleasant good morning. Hopefully, let me switch and give y'all a different angle here too while we're doing this. So y'all can see everything I'm doing. Yay. And that's really, because I do have the shades open. Normally I don't have the shades open here. Hopefully you're still interested in coming to Jamaica. Yes, I have been to Jamaica. I'm really excited about coming back down there again too. Antonio wants to know, anyone going directly from the mixer into OBS? That's somewhat what I do here. I mean, even I'm going into vMix, I'm going directly from my Rodecaster into vMix, and I was doing that originally into OBS. What issue are you having there, Antonio? And yes, I am going to do a more extensive tour of everything that I have here, but that should be coming. Hopefully I can probably do it this week, if not next week, because time is jumping really fast. Next week, I'm going to try and get out to Alta Vista to do the install in my aunt's church. I got everything except for the TVs that I got to go buy. I'm going to try and buy them in Lynchburg instead of towing a bunch of TVs all around in the car down there. Then on the last week of the month, I just got off the phone with Sunbelt for a platform lift to pull down the old projectors and put the new ones up at my church and run the new Ethernet cables that are going from the Ori to them. That's going to be the last week. And then the week after that, I'm going to try and take a small break because then we're going to NAB. And, yeah, we're going to be running. And then I'm actually, I'll say this right now, we're actually in talks with going to Dublin, Ireland in January. So really looking forward to that. Back to Shane and let's see. What's the maximum distance you can use for HDMI cable from a video switcher to a projector? Well, if you're going with a HDMI fiber HDMI cable, you can go 150 feet with it. And I haven't had any issues with that. And then the next follow-up is we're looking at 5 to then a splitter that will go off through the TV and another TV, and then, that's 5 meters, excuse me. And then 40 meter cable that goes projector. That should work. If you go with fiber HDMI cables, you should be able to do that without any issue. Otis, I would have used that, but my iPad is dead, and I had my daughter use it, and I have no idea where the cable is so I can charge it. So that's another reason why Apple moved to daggone USB-C. So I could have just grabbed that. Back to Sheila. Was saying that our audio comes from a Mackie Pro FX. Okay. So are you bringing that into your Zoom over USB? What type of cable are you connecting into your system? So how's that working? Back to Charlene. Hey, and also, before I even answer this question, I am debating about doing a 24-hour Q&A session, but I want to do it as a fundraiser, and the idea is whatever we raise, that will be, I don't know, say we raise $4,000. We will find out the equivalent of maybe buying what that's at $400. No, they're at $500 now. The A10 Mini Pro. So what's that? You know, that's two. So that's eight. So we could give away, if we raise $4,000, we can give away eight A10 Mini Pros to ministries or something like that, or maybe cameras or something like that. I'm thinking about that. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that was a good idea if I did it? I mean, it's no point in me just answering questions for 24 hours with the sole purpose of trying to be a fundraiser to bless some ministries if it's just me talking. So let me know what y'all think about that. But do you have a video on using the A10 Mini, not the Pro? Yes, the original videos that I have was for just the A10 Mini. That was about a year ago, starting in December. I have a bunch of videos on that. And all of my videos were on the A10 until I went to the Pro. And yeah, so if you search under my channel under the playlist and then look at A10 Mini, I think there's a playlist for that, as well as Black Magic, you'll see a bunch of videos for that. Stan, how's it going? It is going well. I'm tired and I haven't eaten anything because I've just been running. I don't know. I woke up at like 4 this morning and I haven't been able to go back to sleep. And I haven't eaten anything. So that's probably it. And I got daughter has a game tomorrow. Got a lot of life stuff going on that I'm just focusing on the good. So that I'm not paying attention to that. But anyway, but it's going great. Roger was saying, I found the floor TV stand you were talking about. Oh, the rolling one that we were talking about that sits like in the conference monitor. Awesome. Chris wants to know, how do you coordinate with other contractors when working with churches installing stuff for them? Most of the time, I handle all of the contractors for me, and I haven't had to deal with other people. We handle the entire project. So if we need an electrician, I hired an electrician. If we need anything else, that's been mainly me. I haven't done a project where I've had to have like a multiple subcontractors that were outside of my company. Or even if we've had carpenters or anything like that, it's always been brought in-house or we hired them to do that. I'm excited where we get to the point where I need to bring in other people like that, but currently, no, we have not. Otis wants to know, what type of APC are you using? I think they canceled. What? They better not have canceled NAB, because I need a refund on my ticket if that's the case. Are you serious? Oh. Otis, man. This thing was canceled? Man. Now I need to see if I can get my money back for these plane tickets. I don't think they're refundable. If they're not, I'm still going to go out there. Man, that stinks. Man, I was looking forward to that. Otis, why were you being a Debbie Downer for me today? No, it's okay. All right, let me go back here. Victor was saying, it's a 22x zoom lens from wide coverage to telephoto. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, Otis, you're saying may think about coming to VA. Okay, cool. Let me know. And while I'm doing this, I'm looking at my flights over here to Las Vegas. Because like I said, if I can't cancel it, I'm still going out there. Because I think I have my hotel and everything as well, too. I need to follow up and see about all that. Mike Jones, hello. I've been having streaming issues with my internet provider. Don't we all? What would be the best streaming platform to use? I'm currently using OBS to stream to Facebook Live. I'm not getting any dropped frames. Well, I mean, what do you mean by the best streaming platform to use? I mean, that's kind of subjective. I mean, what mainly issues are you have? What's your internet provider right now? Because, I mean, you can use anything else. If your internet provider is the problem, no matter what you pick, that's going to be a part of the problem with that. Carl wants to know any particular brand. Let me show you the ones that I've actually ordered. So if I cut over here, this is the brand that I just recently ordered, and I've jumped across a bunch of them. This is a D-Tech. That was a 75 foot. I don't know what brand this is. This was 100 feet. iBirdie store. So I've used a bunch of these. I actually got the boxes right over there. I could have just looked at that. Yeah, this is iBirdie. That's the one I've used most of the time. Yep. I mean, here's another one. Shirlane cable. I don't know. I mean, I've used a bunch of them, and all of them have been fine for me. So what I'll do is put a link to the most recent one that I've used, that I've shown y'all in the video. So I'll put that there. And they go up to they said it goes up to 300 feet. So Shane, I mean, that might be a good option there. Let's do fiber HDMI cables. Just put a link for that in the chat. Mousy was saying the 24-hour Q&A, it sounds like a good idea. Have some others to tap in, tag in and out. Yeah, maybe I can get Monty, I can get you, Otis, some other folks on here. So I think that would be cool. Wants to know, how about a Zoom meet while being on live or something with limited certain participants and going live for 24 hours? Maybe. What we can do is like actually bring people on to address some stuff directly for that. I mean, that might be a possibility. Stan, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Abraham, that's kind of an open question. It's kind of hard for me to say. What do you mean by what's the best streaming configuration? Are you talking about the hardware? Are you talking about the settings for vMix? Give me a little bit more detail on that. Also, it might be. If I can't cancel these flights and get my... I'm looking at it right now. You added this protection plan to your booking. Learn about the benefits. Ooh, if I can cancel this. Trip interruption, 100% trip cost. So yeah, I could get, I could get all of this back. Oh yeah, I might have to do that. It all depends. Let me get the model name for you there real quick. Oh, man. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the model for you. All right, so the model that I have for the APC that I have right behind me is this. It is the APC UPS 1500. Yeah. So I will have a link there for y'all if y'all were interested in that. And I'm not using as many adapters as many of the plugs that I probably could use, because I have all of them plugged into a different rack mounted surge protector that's inside my networking cabinet. So the main thing that's plugged into that is my internet modem, my two Synologies, the two external 8 terabyte USB drives that are added to the Synology, which I'm thinking about upgrading the Synology so I don't need to do that at all and maybe go to like a 12 terabyte, something like that. And my networking rack and my Wi-Fi, which is all from a PoE switch that sends powers everywhere. That's what I have right there. Back to Chris. My problem is that we are going to rebuild the sound booth into a much bigger media booth, and I have to deal with an electrician, a carpenter, and an AV installer. Honestly, that sounds fun. I would just say, you just have to, who is the owner of the design of that? Because I'm seeing that the blueprints would have to go, and then just coordinate that. I mean, I loved house construction, so that's why that sounds fun to me, to get some people involved with that. But I'm just meticulous on how stuff is done and how it's being designed. So we'll see. Papa Midnight is saying, keep the plane tickets. Yeah, I don't know. I might need to do it and just have it as a getaway, because it was for a whole week that I was going. My only issue is, since they canceled it, that they're not going to honor the hotel, since the hotel was through NAB. And I got this so early that they probably might try and charge an arm and a leg for hotel stay out there. And I still wanted to go see the go to the boring tunnel and all this other stuff. And I'm leaving on the 13th. So while I'm doing that, I'm looking for a hotel room. But I'll think about it. But back to Chris, you said thinking about how to coordinate it. Honestly, I would just if you don't get the blueprints, and you have to start designing that, especially what you want, where. I mean, there is code for how often an electrical outlet has to be, but they can add more if need be. And then, as well as, get the stuff done. This is what we say before, so you don't have to be a part of CSAA ministry. You put as much stuff as you possibly can. Run more wires than you need. Make the holes for conduit for future stuff as big as possible. If they say, oh, you only need a 1-inch diameter hole to run cable, have them do a 2-inch, and do double. Do pull strings, do all that other stuff, so that it makes it easy when you add, not if, when you add expansion to what you're doing. Back to Lester. How do you take a video from an SD card to MP4? Well, honestly, the easiest way to do that that I've used is this. We have come over to this. It's this program you might have heard of called OBS. And all you got to do is come up here to File in Remux, and then set the recording to what your file is, and it converts it to an MP4. I would try that. That's what I've used before, and it works very, very well. Detoxing for Life. Hey, AJ, can you give me the name of the camera you use for streaming church service and the name of the joystick you use to move it? Also, do you use OBS to stream church service with this? Yes, actually, I do use OBS. The camera that I'm using at my home church is the PTZ Optics 20X. That was the one they gave to me for review. And then the one in the front is a SMT AV 20X, which they run on the same software and everything, the same chips, so they look exactly the same. And then the joystick that I use is the Huddle Cam. So let me put all that together for you. So again, really, really happy with them. And a lot of ministries that I did a bunch of installs, I've actually had them come back. And this is the reason I was saying that, Chris, every church that I've talked to and did some stuff with them before, they have come back and they wanted to add. I was going to say, sorry. And then 20X. Try and get the rest of the stuff here. But I mean, all of them have came back and said they wanted to add more. So that's why I'm saying doing this stuff early while they're building it so they can put holes wherever they need to and run cable any way they want to. Honestly, more importantly, make the holes big enough and just run Smurf tube or conduit in the wall. Smurf tube is just blue flexible tubing that goes in the wall to where you can put a vacuum on one end, put a tissue on your other wire, and then you can suck the cables through. Or it just makes a conduit so you can easily pass the cables through any cables in the future. That's another option you can use as well too. So there you go, Detoxing for Life. I just put those in the chat. So again, these type of questions, I need some more specifics. When you're talking about recommendations on a quality broadcast mix for live stream, I need to know what type of equipment you're talking about. Are you talking about the audio mix, the video mix, what type of equipment you're using? I need some more details to help y'all with that. Leslie, just installed a new streaming setup. Thanks to you, AJ. Now we are shopping for a new soundboard. We have a 20-plus-year-old 36-channel soundboard. Honestly, a lot of people love the Behringer X32s, and they work very well. Otis, the brand is APC. Thank you so much for the super chat, Detoxing for Life. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And then back to you. Sorry for the dumb questions, but what are you using to stream this live broadcast right now, and what software are you using to get the comments on the screen? No dumb questions. I am using vMix right now to put the graphics, but the stream you're seeing is being done by the Blackmagic Web Presenter 4K. That is what's sending it. Now, I could use vMix to stream, but I'm pushing the Presenter 4K because people wanted me to, when it came out, they wanted me to do a review, so I have it, so I'm going to use it. So that is what's sending the stream that y'all are doing right now. So my computer is not pushing nothing right now except for just running the graphics and pulling everything that you're seeing right now. And again, that is vMix, and the chat that you're seeing right here, that is done by vMix Social, which comes with vMix. Know who I am. I need to look back to see what your comment was. I completely forgot what your question was here. Oh, yeah. Yes, I am still interested in coming to Jamaica. That was the only thing I saw. Yeah. But yes, I still am. I've been to Falmouth, and I am looking forward to coming back there. Carl was saying, if you want help for the Q&A, I might be able to help with something. Hey, well, awesome. I will put something on my the Facebook group as well as somewhere else to get some more information. And again, I've been so busy, folks, but now I guess the Vegas trip is canceled, possibly. I need to set up the time for us to revisit and start planning for the next e-missionary conference. But we'll see. And I probably need to jump off of here pretty soon because I need to get some food. AJ got very creative with lower third Bible scripture plan to use a new thing. Yeah, I saw that in the Facebook group. Excellent work. Otis was saying, normally Southwest Airlines normally allows a credit for their tickets up to a year. Yeah, I did mine through JetBlue because it was a straight flight from Richmond. But it looks like, which is strange because I normally don't do this, I actually bought insurance on these and I can get 100% money back. But I'm about ready to see if some people want to go to Vegas just for a trip, and we'll see. Yeah, because I'm looking at the flights right now. I mean, I'm looking at a hotel, and they're talking about it's going to be like $3,000 just to stay out there. So I don't know about that one for right now. But let me go to the next one here. Stephen, thanks for taking the time to help us out by answering all our questions. Don't forget to take time to eat and time to yourself and your family. Yeah, I am working on it. I appreciate it. Well, Chris, if you designed it, man, you are the boss. You the one to tell them what to do. That's what I would say. Well, awesome. Yeah, Josh, I was gonna say I didn't get a chance to do your the memes today. My bad, but I did shout out your showdown, your blood battle for the memes for next week. Not back to, it's another person. Abraham. When we are live streaming, there was a lag between audio and video. The audio is going out first in the video. My internet speed is 300 megabits per second, both uploading and downloading. How to set it? Well, you kind of talked about what we normally talk about. If you have kind of like the Kung Fu flick where the audio is coming first in the video, that is your system is not able to keep up with the encoding of the video and audio and keeping them in sync. What are the specs of the system that you're using to live stream? I don't think it's an internet issue. I think it's the computer that's handling the encoding is the issue. Big Rod D here wants to know, what plugin are you using when you do product reviews when you have 2 or more cameras running and showing at the same time? That is all being done inside of the ATEM Mini Extreme. No software. It's just the ATEM that is handling that. Anna saying, it looks like the PTZ Optics cameras does not offer auto tracking, but there is a third-party software that can use it. I thought they had one because they announced it on one of their streams that they had a tracking camera. Let me see. Yeah, it's right here. Let's cut back over here. So here, PTZ Optics, we go to cameras. Yeah, they have this auto tracking one. Yeah, they were actually giving this one away for a while. Yeah, so it automatically traps subjects and requires no camera operator. Yeah, so I think that one will work for you. It looks like this one is only a 20X, though. It doesn't look like they offer a 30X. And that is a humongous mount for that. If that was coming from a ceiling, that's just me. And that looks like it's a tally light. That's cool. But yeah, I would check those out. It's like, please forgive me for asking about the 24 hours live. It can also be an insider on the life of AJaytheCEO. I don't know about that one. Abraham, another question, AJ. My CPU usage is about 40% when I am streaming. How do I lower that? You lower that by offloading some of the encoding to a GPU. You would need a GPU on that to help with that. That would be the best thing. Like right now, I have at my church, I had a 1050 Ti, but then I took that out and donated that to a church. So right now, our main streaming system at church is leaning heavily on the CPU. But again, we have a Ryzen 5 1600, which is what I use for the systems that I build for other churches, because it has more than enough processing power to handle the encoding itself, but it's still not even getting anywhere close to 20%. But again, our system with that system is doing nothing but streaming. It's not running anything else on it. There's no other software installed on it. The only thing on it is OBS. So I don't know. That's what I would think. So back to your specs. Make sure you are using the GPU to handle the encoding and not the i5. The i5 by itself is not fast enough, but that 1050 Ti, set your software to use NVENC or anything on the GPU for your encoding, and that should give you, you shouldn't have that sync issue. Make sure you have the most up-to-date drivers as well too. All right, folks, I think I'm going to shut it down a little bit early. We've been going for about an hour. So thank y'all so much for being a part. And let me give a shout out to the people that make this all thing possible. And that's my Patreon supporters. We got a new one here. Yvain, I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Yvain Granduit. Again, apologies if I pronounce it wrong. You too can become a Patreon supporter by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. And Patreon, you can start as little as $1 a month, or you can click the big join button down below and you can become a YouTube member. And we have our latest YouTube member is Randy Williams. Thank you so much. And again, no matter which way you pick, folks, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. And if no one has ever told you, thank you so much for what you're doing for your local ministry and your branch of Zion in helping train to learn more, and for whatever little bit that I can help you share your message, because you have a message that's important. It's not meant for me to talk to everyone. It's for us to work together and reach everyone. Like we say, don't care if you sprinkle, dip, or dunk. It doesn't matter. I don't care about denominations as long as we're all about the same purpose. And if I can help you with that, that's what it's all about. So y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, whichever it is. And we do not have a roundtable this Sunday. That was last week. We got another one after that. But thank you so much, folks. We got a lot of videos I got to work on, but that's about it. So y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever it is. Thank you. Much, much appreciate all of y'all. And y'all have a good day, and we'll be seeing y'all in the next video later.